Hello, and welcome back to a new video by the Devscorch platform. My name is Johan and I will be your host in this video. Okay, so in the last video we have been building the core service for our Devscorch Academy API. And it actually looks pretty decent actually. We already implement like some form of error handling. So in case something is not found, we get an error instead of the application crashing. So let's start a new file in the service folder, and we're gonna call this, let's say, sessions service. Okay, so we're gonna do import fluent, import vapor. Okay, so struct sessions service. And this is actually also going to be a content protocol. Okay, so yeah, when we are looking at the session service, the whole idea is actually that we're going to build like a course builder, right? So the moment when we create a course, we can actually build like the course with sessions. So the model is going to be session model. The answer is also going to be session model. Then the request is going to be request. Status is HTTP status. And then the create DTO and the update DTO. So we go to DTO. We're going to create a new file. This is going to be session DTO. Import fluent. Import vapor. Struct create session DTO of content, and we're going to create a second struct of update session DTO. It's also going to be content. Okay, so we're going to open up a new editor so that we can actually look at the session model field keys. And we're actually going to do the same as last time. We're actually going to do multi-line editing. So we're going to do let title is going to be string. It's going to be an optional. Let mp4 URL is going to be URL. Then let HLS URL also going to be URL. So as stated last time, the reason why we use two URLs is one for streaming and the other one is for saving the video. We don't need created that, we also don't need updated that. Then we're going to take the publish date. It's going to be date. Then we're going to do that status is equal to status enum dot raw value. Then we have the price, that's price equal to price enum dot raw value. Then we have let article is going to be a string. Let course is going to be course model dot id value. Then we have slug that. Okay, so we don't need to do the slug. We're actually gonna generate it automatically, right? So we can actually close this one down. Then we can, you know what, we could actually keep it open. On this side, we're gonna open up the session service. This is gonna be create session DTO, update session DTO. Let's clean this up really quick so that it actually looks a little bit neater. Okay. So now it's probably gonna complain about the protocol stops. Here we go. We're gonna cut this out so that we can actually put it under the type aliases. Okay. So let's see. So in the create we can actually do let session equals session model. I'm gonna call this one. Let's clean this up really quick before we're gonna fill this in. Okay. So the title is going to be create dto.title. Before URL is going to be create dto.mp4 URL, create dto.hls URL, created that's going to be the date of today, update is going to be date of today, publish date is going to be create dto dot publish date. And okay, so there is like this one thing here. So we have the price, and we could actually do this a little bit differently, I think, because instead of price we could actually set like we could actually filter the course model, and we could actually assign like the standard value of the course. So because if the course is paid, theoretically we also want the session to be paid, right? So what we could do, guard let course equal to try await course model dot let me think, find, and this is gonna be create dto dot course on back.db, else throw abort dot not found, reason course could not be found, just like this. So we actually don't need to add the I know what course with ID of create dto dot course could not be found. Okay, so the course exists. This allow the string describing, yeah sure, why not. So instead of like what you can do, you can actually, instead of like getting the price from the session model itself, we can actually just call course dot price dot dot price, just like this. Because the moment when we add like a course, so there's going to be the create dto dot course, we can actually query it. We can actually check for the standard value that the course has. What's this? Value of optional type course model ID value aka optional must be unwrapped. Yeah, sure. We can unwrap them. We can actually unwrap it. Do we want to wrap it? First, make this one ID value. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can actually do this. We don't have to worry about this. This is not gonna crash. So the reason why we're gonna do it like this, so when we add a course, we already know if it's free or not. So if it's free, we're gonna add the sessions to it. We don't have to like select the price every time ourselves if we don't want to, because now we can actually just adopt the course.price. But we can actually, what we could do is actually create dto.price, and if that's empty, we're just gonna take the course.price. This way we are safe. This way we are sure that there is a value when we have to do something. And then we have the slug. So under the course, we can actually do let slug is equal to create dto dot title dot change. No, it was not change. It was replacing occurrences. And this is going to be the space. We're actually going to replace that with a dash. Right? Okay, so this is going to be slug. And then the article is going to be create dto dot article. And under there, you can actually do try await session dot save on rec.db. And we're actually returning a status, so we can actually return dot. Okay. Okay, so this is actually how we're gonna create the model. It's actually really cool. Or the session model. It's actually really cool. So then we have like the session model where we're gonna get it, right? So we can actually do guard let session is equal to try await session model dot query on rec.db dot filter backslash. So this is all backend stuff, right? So we actually don't need to worry about what the user is gonna do or what the user is gonna think. We're actually gonna write that later. So in here there's gonna be the slug equal to object, just like this. Then we're gonna do dot first, else, throw, port, dot not found, reason, session with slug of. You know what, we actually don't need to do that to paste the slug in, so we can actually just do session was not found, just like this. And after that, return session. Pretty cool. So then we have the get all. Then we're gonna do a return try await session model dot query on rec.db dot all. Okay, now we're gonna start with the update system. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do the same what we did before with like the transform, right? So we can actually do extension of session service. It's gonna be transform protocol. Okay, so we're gonna add the protocol stubs. This is gonna be UUID. Then it's gonna complain again about, yeah, here it is. I'm gonna add this one. And in here we're gonna do think. We're gonna do let session equal to try await session model dot query on rec.db dot filter backslash dot dollar sign slug is equal to slug dot first else. Okay, so instead of let, we're gonna do guard let, otherwise we can secure it. Otherwise throw port dot not found reason session was not found, just like this. And after that we can actually do return session dot id. We're actually gonna unwrap this, because when we're gonna search something, we're actually gonna be sure, we actually are sure that the session exists. Then an update. We can do let UUID is equal to try await get ID slug. That's gonna be rec. This is gonna be object. Okay. After that, we're gonna do let session equal to try await session model dot find UUID on rec.db. Oh, else. We have to add guard again, otherwise this doesn't work. Guard let throw abort dot not found reason. The reason is gonna be session with ID of backslash UUID could not be found, just like this. So in this case we actually are pasting back the UUID because we actually need it. After that, session.title equal to update DTO.title else session.title session.mp4 URL is equal to update DTO.mp4 URL else session.mp4 URL and session.hls URL. equal to update DTO dot HLS URL else session dot HLS URL. So this is actually sounding really boring because we actually are repeating ourselves what we are doing on other functions and other services. But this is actually really important because without this we actually can't run the whole API, right? So there's like this one thing that you can actually do in Swift with extensions, and that's actually like create the extension of a protocol and actually give it a function that you are extending on. You can actually give functionality. Problem is, I've been working with this and it actually makes your code so generic that that it's really hard to work with. So that's why I actually decided not to do it. Okay, session dot article equal to update DTO article else session dot article. Then we have session dot course equal to update DTO dot course else session dot course. Okay, then session dot updated at is equal to date. And then we can do try await session dot save on rec.db, and then we can do return session. Okay, so this is actually a really nice update function for the session. And the coolest thing is actually, because everything is an optional, we actually don't need to worry about potential errors when we want to update something. So that's actually really cool. Okay, so in here, in delete, we're actually going to do the same. UUID equal to try await get ID slug rec. This is going to be object. Then guard let session is equal to session model dot try await try await session model dot find UUID on rec.db db else throw abort dot not found reason session with ID of UUID could not be found. Okay, and after that we can actually do session try await, sorry. So try await session dot delete rec.db, and then we return dot OK. So that was another session, pretty cool, of another service. So now we have the core service, session as a user service. Let's create another one. Let's create the guide service. Okay. Then we do guide service. This. Let's actually change the name to this to guide services as well, so that actually everything looks the same. Just like this. Okay. So then we go to guide service. Import Fluent. Import Vapor. Struct guide services. So for the people who don't know, the whole idea about services is actually about guides is actually that we're gonna write written guides for our users, and that's actually for the people who don't like to watch videos, or if you're on the train and you just want to read an article about Swift or something, you can. So this is going to be the guide model, and this one is also going to be guide model, because maybe later we actually have to change the answer. This is going to be request. This is going to be HTTP status, and create DTO and update DTO we don't have yet. So we can go to the DTOs, new file. Then we have guide DTO, import Vapor, export fluent just in case. And then we do struct of create guide DTO. This is going to be content. We're going to do the same again as before. Struct update guide DTO content as well. And then we're going to do multi-line selection. On this side, we're actually going to open up the guide model. And here we're going to do the same one more time. Then we're going to do a title, maybe a string, and that description going to be a string. That header image URL. Then we have let price, going to be price enum dot raw value. So for the people who are actually wondering, we could actually also do like let price is equal to string. Problem is, if we do that, it actually is gonna accept any string. And when we just do price enum dot raw value, it only accepts the strings which are actually stored inside the price enum. For the people who didn't know this, that is enum dot raw value. And let slug. No, we don't need the slug because we already generate that. And let text is going to be an array string. Let publish date going to be date. And created that we don't need, updated that we don't need, and author we also don't need. Okay, so this is the start. Then we go back to our guide service. Okay, so this is going to be the create guide DTO. It's going to be the update guide DTO. And as always, let's clean this up. Okay, now it's actually going to complain about the other protocol stubs. Now we can actually add those. We're going to do the same as we did before. Command X, Command V. Okay, so in here we're actually going to do the same as we did before. So let guide is equal to guide model. I'm going to clean this up again. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This actually, we could do this separately as well, but I don't know. For some reason, I just like to do it like this, so that I actually have like a little bit of overview, right? So there first is going to be the create DTO dot title, create DTO dot description, then create DTO dot header image. Price is going to be create DTO dot price. Then create, you know what, there's actually going to be draft again. So this is going to be create DTO dot status. Else we're going to do, let me think. Else we're going to do status enum dot draft dot raw value. What are you complaining about? Okay, so we actually have to auto-generate the slug again. So let slug equal to create DTO dot title dot. What did we do again? Change? No, not change. Let me check really quick how this was called before. Yeah, replacing, sorry. Replacing occurrences. Space with a dash. And then there's going to be the slug. The text is going to be create DTO dot text. And the publish date is going to be create DTO dot publish date. Created that is going to be the date of today. And updated that is also going to be the date of today. After that, you can actually do a try wait guide dot save track.db. db, and then return guide. No, we didn't return guide, we're actually returning a .ok, just like this. Let's check core service really quick. That's okay. Also okay. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to be sure that we actually are doing what we do in others as well. Okay. So in here we can actually do let guide equal to try await guide model dot query on rec.db filter backslash, and this is going to be slug, going to be equal to object dot first. Instead of let, make this a guard let, else throw abort dot not found, comma reason guide could not be found. Perfect. Then we have get all, return try await guide model dot query rec.db dot all, and in guide we actually have to return, do one more thing. We're actually going to do return guide, just like this, and we're actually going to create the same extension as we did before. So we can actually do, oh my god, extension of guide services. This is going to be the transform protocol. Then it's going to complain again, of course. Auto refill. This is going to be UUID. Now it's going to complain about the function. There it is. Okay. So this was, let me think, let guide equal to try await guide model dot query rec dot db dot filter, and this is going to be the slug equal to slug dot first else throw abort dot not found reason reason, and what did we use for reason with course? Let me check really. Course ID could not be found. Okay, so in here we're actually gonna do guide ID could not found. After that we're gonna do return guide.id, and this looks beautiful. Close this. Then inside update. Oh, this has to be guardlet, huh? Sorry. So in here, let UUID equal to get ID slug rec object, and here he's still complaining. Okay. Of course, try await. Okay. After that, we can actually do let guide equal to try await guide model dot find, and this is going to be UUID on rec.db. And actually, as always, let's make this a guard. I forget the guard all the time, I don't know why. So we're gonna do else throw port dot not found reason guide with ID of UUID could not what we found, just like this. And after that, we're going to do guide.title is equal to update DTO.title else guide.title. Then we have guide.description equal to update DTO.description else guide.description. We have guide.headerImage is equal to update DTO.headerImage else guide.headerImage guide.price equal to update DTO.price and else guide.price. So I was just thinking about something. When we actually are changing the status or the price of our guide, it would actually be logical if we automatically also adapt like the all the how do you call this? All the childs, right? So in this case, all the articles. I think we're gonna implement this. This is actually a really good idea. Otherwise, guide.status guide.text equal to update DTO text else guide.text. And we have guide.publishDate equal to update DTO.publishDate else guide.publishDate. Then try await guide.save rec.db. And then you're gonna do return guide, just like this. Okay, so now we actually are writing like all the services and the functionality, and we actually have to look into the fact that we're actually going to change the status and the price of the all the articles under it as well, right? So we actually have to look into that, I think. But we're going to look into, we're actually going to see how that works. I don't know yet. Okay, so inside here, we're going to do let UUID is equal to try await get ID from slug. It's going to be rec. Slug is going to be the object. And we're going to do let guide equal to try await. Not try await, but I try await. Guide model dot find. Dot find. Let's actually, instead of let's actually add guard again, just to be yeah, to work how it should be. UUID and then on rec.db else throw port but not found. This is going to be the reason, but we don't need the dot there. We can actually call reason. Now we're going to do guide with ID of UUID could not be found. And after that, we're going to do try await guide.delete on rec.db. And now we're going to do return dot okay. So perfect. Okay, so almost finished with writing all the services. The only service that is still left at the moment, that's going to be the article service, because the article is actually one of the bigger models, actually going to be a little bit more work. And after we finished the backend services, so the content services, what we're actually doing now, the content protocol, we're actually going to work on we're actually going to create another protocol, and we're actually going to extend on that. And then after that, we actually are going to write the services for the front end, so for the user, and what they're going to get and how they're going to filter it. And we also have to work on the auth system for that. But we're going to do that in another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, make sure to hit me up on Discord or hit me up in the comments below. Most of the time I will be there to help you. If you're enjoying this video and also this series, please give me a like and maybe a subscribe, because I think that Vapor as a framework actually has like a lot of potential, and it would be really cool if I can teach other people how to use it as well. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I see you next time.